I have a question for Jamie and Christina with this. If there were more tolerance during the revolution and different ideas, would the revolution have still happened?
No.
It would not? It would not still happen?
What?
Would?
No. I don't know. It's hard to say.
Can you say
How
the
much
question
more?
again?
How much more tolerant?
If we were more accepting that people were siding with the British,
Yeah, there'd be no reason to fight then.
there'd be no reason to fight. There'd be no revolution,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So would that have made it? Would that have been good? Would it have been good to tolerate them then?
I don't think that would happen because besides the new people of England that we call the Pilgrims being in the new America, we have all the Native Americans that are living there that own most of the land that we are going to start to move on. So we might have had them to fight against, and then maybe we wouldn't have been British either. Maybe we'd be all Native Americans,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Because we have Native Indians here. They're the people that came and helped us when we first came as pilgrims with nothing.
Okay. All right. Well, with all the stuff that the British were doing, the taxes, the dismissing judges, the getting rid of governors, the not trying people in a trial court of law, just throwing them straight into jail, was that all bad enough for us to not tolerate any loyalist opinion?
Well, if they like Britain so much, they should just go back home.
So you think that maybe one of the options for loyalists is they just go to Britain, or they go to a part of the colonies that are more sympathetic to them?
Yeah, maybe just go anywhere, but not here, because we all agree we don't want to be under the king.
Okay.
Right. I agree with
Do
that.
you agree with that?
Well,
Well, I'm arguing the other side right
Right.
now because you wanted me to be calm, but this is how I really feel.
I don't think so. I think ultimately people evolve and they change their minds. And when you're a different place away from a country where you don't have to follow those rules or it's not always there in your face, it's easy to be free to think differently and have different ideas.
Okay. Okay. So it'd be better if they all just stayed here and they conformed with the Patriots.
Yeah.
Yes, or stay back in England.
Love it or leave it.
Right.
Love it or leave it?
Either be here and be with us and start something new, or go back home.
Okay. Do you think, though, as one last question, do you think the Patriots went too far in silencing this opposition? Because, there is the Boston Massacre, the HMS Jersey, the burning of that town in Connecticut.
Well, did they ever try and go back to England and talk to the king and see if they could
Certainly.
reconcile and make
Benjamin
some?
Franklin does at some point
Okay.
before the revolution.
Well, you could never tar and feather someone today,
That's true.
so that's probably going too far. That sounds painful and it sounds hard to clean.
That's true. And they're taking people's land.
But the Loyalists also were the people that started slavery, and they would shackle them and take people
No.
and whip them. They had
No,
slaves.
this has nothing to do with slavery.
No, but I'm saying they created slavery. They
No,
were already
the British.
brutal people. The British, yes,
The
they
British
were.
helped slavery.
Yes, they were already brutal people. They were whipping and people.
But this
and,
isn't about slavery or not.
But I'm saying,
That's a different war.
no, I'm just saying they're just as bad.
I think what you're saying is the British had done very terrible things.
Yes.
And this is nothing compared to
That-
things like starting the slave trade.
Right.
That's why
Who the loyalists are defending.
Right.
the people who left
Right.
England for a new life should have the right to have everything new, including their new government.
Including a Patriot-run government.
Yeah.
All right. So after this discussion, who here thinks that the Patriots were justified in persecuting the Loyalists? Just raise your hand. Who thinks they were justified? And so nobody thinks that the Patriots were not justified? If we consider everything about the British Empire at this time,